Pakistan may want to mainstream hate speech after normalizing terror in the past. That's what India's top envoy to the United Nations, Syed Akbaruddin, has said at a press conference on Thursday. This was Akbaruddin's response after being asked about India's plan of action if Pakistan were to raise the Kashmir issue at next week's UN General Assembly session in New York.
Every country to determine its trajectory of how it wants to approach global platforms. There may be some who stoop low. Our response to them is we soar high. They may stoop low, we soar high. And what I've told you are examples of how we will soar higher. What they want to do is we've seen them mainstream terrorism in the past, and what you're now telling me is they may want to mainstream hate speech. It's their call. If they want to do that, poison pens don't work for too long.
We have suffered enough, said Akbaruddin on being asked whether there would be a multilateral meeting on the issue of terrorism. Akbaruddin also said that Prime Minister Modi himself would be making that pitch. The issue of terrorism shall always be a theme in India's external orientation. That is what Akbaruddin had to say. And on whether Prime Minister Modi and US President Donald Trump will meet on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, Akbaruddin said that he's certain that it will happen between September 23rd and 25th. Now, just ahead of Indian Prime Minister Modi's grand US visit, the Ministry of External Affairs has revealed the agenda on Prime Minister's itinerary. The MEA has announced that Prime Minister Modi's visit will be found on three main pillars, with pillar number one being his multilateral engagements in the United States, followed by bilateral meetings with world leaders, both at the United Nations and in the United States.
The visit has three main pillars to it. First, the multilateral engagements at the United Nations. Second, the bilateral component of the visit in the United States, covering political meetings, interaction with the business community, and with the Indian diaspora. And thirdly, the bilateral meetings that he will have with world leaders in New York.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to arrive in Houston on September 21st. He will be joined by US President Donald Trump on September 22nd, where he will be addressing the Indian diaspora in the mega Howdy Modi event. Prime Minister will also be meeting executives from energy majors BP PLC and ExxonMobil Corporation to discuss investment opportunities. India, that has been increasing its imports of crude oil from the US, is also looking at raising oil imports from Russia amid uncertainty over supplies after the attack on Saudi oil facilities last weekend.
President Trump of the United States, as well as the senior Democratic leadership of the United States, will also be at this event. This includes several elected congressional representatives from both parties. And I think their presence there reflects the high standing and influence of the diaspora in the United States and the bipartisan support that Indo-US relations enjoys in the political leadership of the United States.
Now, as the world commemorates Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary, Prime Minister Modi will also host a special event, Leadership Matters, a relevance of Gandhi in the contemporary world, on September 24th, where he will be joined by the leaders of a few countries. He will also be inaugurating the Gandhi Solar Park at the UN building in New York to promote usage of renewable energy.